So as Season 2 is on its way, let's talk a little bit about The Flash. We're all big fans of The Flash here in your mother's basement, mostly because of our son's attempts to constantly master the Speed Force entirely on his own. And I've got a few theories about Season 2 based purely on what's been shown in like the Comic-Con trailer and a few other little bits of media here and there. But for those of you who have not seen The Flash up until this point, I'm going to go through the first series in as quick... So for those of you who have not seen Season 1 of The Flash, I'm going to go through the story in as fast a way as I possibly can. For those of you who don't want any spoilers, then go and watch Series 1 of The Flash as quick as you can and then come back to this video and I'll tell you my theory. So ready? Here we go! Now that we're all caught up, let's share a couple of little theories. At the Comic-Con trailer they showed at the very end that a new villain, a new speedster villain specifically, known as Zoom, is going to be in the second series. I have a theory as to who Zoom is going to be, but to do that I need to explain a little bit more. In the comic books there are several reverse flashes. Eobard Thawne was known as Professor Zoom originally in the comic books because in the 70s comic book villain names were hilarious. After this there was a new Flash known as Wally West. He took over from Barry Allen when he disappeared, presumed to be dead, and he also had encounters with Eobard Thawne and then his own reverse Flash, a man known as Hunter Zolomon, who used to be an FBI profiler working with the police department and alongside the Flash. He was incredibly upset when his friend the Flash would not go back in time to stop the event that crippled him, so tried to use the device known as the Cosmic Treadmill to go back in time himself. The resulting explosion connected him to the Speed Force in a very particular way. Instead of just being able to run fast, he could stay 1 second ahead of anybody in time. And if you're going to be moving 1 second ahead of anybody, the faster that person is, the further you get, and there's nobody faster than the Flash. This is somebody that Wally could not catch up to. Adding to the fact that there is now a version of the New 52 Barry Allen from the future has such a connection with the Speed Force he now glows with blue energy, I believe that mixing these two together is going to be something that you will see on screen as this version of Zoom. And also due to the fact that the singularity itself is actually coloured blue, makes me think that it's got something to do with timelines and everything else. Therefore, this will be a connection to time through the Speed Force in a very similar way as the Hunter Zolomon / Zoom villain in the comic books. My personal favourite candidate for this is Eddie Thawne, purely because of the fact that he was sucked into the singularity and because of the fact that there will still be residual anxiety and anger over the fact that the original timeline was not supposed to include him in the slightest. He is the most likely candidate in my opinion. Other theories include that the inclusion of the new African American Wally West, as the West family has been rebooted into African Americans during the New 52 and in this TV series as well. And a lot of people think this because of the fact that Tony Todd of Candyman fame is going to be voicing Zoom. But I will point out that just because it's an African American voice actor doesn't mean it has to be an African American in suit. James Earl Jones voiced Darth Vader in Star Wars over the pastiest white person that Somerset could provide.
Thank you for watching live from your mother's basement.
Sorry about that. Anyway, like, share, subscribe, comments, do all of that on YouTube. Social media links in the descriptions below. You can follow us on absolutely anything. If not, otherwise, I will see you hopefully next Monday here, live from your mother's basement.
Jenna Minasan, or something.